in invocation is the action of invoking something or someone for assistance or as an authority. As we celebrate this milestone in our life, I ask you to please join me in a reading of Scripture and the recitation of the Lord's Prayer to ask God to remain with us as Moses does in Exodus 33:15, which reads, "And he said to him, 'If your presence will not go with me, do not bring us up from here.'" The blessing I'll be reading will be from Paul in Romans 12, verses 1 through 7. "Therefore, I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. For by the grace given me, I say to every one of you, do not think of yourself more highly than you ought, but rather think of yourself with sober judgment, in accordance with the faith God has distributed to each of you. For just as each of us has one body with many members, and these members do not all have the same function, so in Christ we, though many, form one body, and each member belongs to all the others. We have different gifts according to the grace given to each of us. If your gift is prophesying, then prophesy in accordance with your faith. If it is serving, then serve. If it is teaching, then teach. If it is to encourage, then give encouragement. If it is giving, then give generously. If it is to lead, do it diligently. If it is to show mercy, do it cheerfully." Feel free to join me in praying the Lord's Prayer from Matthew 6, verses 9 through 14. Pray then like this. "Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen."
I'd like to introduce our graduation speaker, Mr. Tim Oden. He's completing his first year as head of school at Ascension Academy after serving in the same role at Grand River Academy in Ohio. Mr. Oden's career in independent school education began at the Canterbury Episcopal School in Dallas, where he served as a basketball coach. From there, he moved across the country to Virginia, where he joined Hargrave Military Academy. While at Hargrave, Mr. Oden taught world history, U.S. government, served as a student ambassador, worked in residential life, and successfully coached the varsity basketball team for 8 years. His time in the classroom ended, and Mr. Oden moved into administration as an athletic director for 4 years, and finally as the assistant head of school for 4 more years. Mr. Oden has been married for over 20 years to Jennifer, who is a fellow educator. They have 2 children, Juliana, who is attending Miami University, and Miles, who is attending Ascension Academy as a 7th grader.
Thank you, Nico. Good evening. I would like to welcome members of the Board of Regents, parents, friends of the Academy, and most importantly, the class of 2021. To the 21st graduating class, well, we're finally here. Together, we have traversed a year of the unknown and have finally reached the finish line. And for me, I'll only get to stand before you twice. Today and my last commencement. But I claim the honor of giving the graduation address, not due to this being my first year, but rather because of the year that we have had together. I like that word, together. In August, I had never seen a group of students that were more happy to be back to school than you and your peers. It wasn't calculus, English, or art. It wasn't the frozen food from the calf. It wasn't the miles running cross country. It was the fact that you were back together. You showed a natural joy in each other's company, and you showed what I was sure of a year ago. It is natural for us to be together in school. Together you made the unknown and uncomfortable possible and manageable. Together you patiently endured masks, although I know for a fact they flew off your faces the moment you jumped in your car to go to off-campus lunch. Together you supported each other as some of you were quarantined and sick. Together you adapted to online, state, and district Latin conventions, online TAPS academics, online TAPS speech and debate, and so many other changes that were out of our control. Together, you helped faculty members manage technology in a strange new environment. Think back to where we were as the school year started. Coming off of a spring of virtual learning and a different summer. We settled into a routine, and then the unknown crept into your lives. What was the rest of the school year going to be like? Were we going to have a sense of normal? Was it going to be a prom? What about the future? What was college going to be like? There was an unusual vibe coming off of the senior class. A sense of malaise had settled in. The faculty took notice, and that led to my first opportunity to speak with you as a class. We met at the cafetorium in October and talked about the college application process. You may remember, the message was, y'all better get it in gear. But we also talked a little bit individually about who you were for the first time. It was probably Nico who raised his hand and said, we just don't know what it's going to look like in college next year. And that was the reason why we were worried about college applications in October. I didn't have an answer for the future. I could not predict what was going to happen. And I left feeling that my point was made. However, I walked away from that meeting thinking to myself, oh boy, we could have a problem. But I didn't know you yet. It was my first year. I didn't know that you were going to stick together. I didn't know that your shoulders were broad and you would persevere. That's another word I like, persevere. To continue a course of action even in the face of difficulty or with little or no prospect of success. Overcoming the unknown. Now there's perseverance on a grand scale. You can see good examples of perseverance in the news almost every day. But you illustrated a type of perseverance that is different. It was a daily determination. It was buckling down and finishing college essays. And yes, it was a painful process for all of us. It was showing up every day. It was being willing to adapt to different situations. It was not knowing, but trusting when I told you we were working hard to make the spring as normal as possible. And you did all those things together. Your perseverance and togetherness was illustrated again this spring. The seniors led our homecoming activities. You came together and designed the week, decorated the halls, and brought school spirit to life for the underclassmen. You were excited when the decision was made to have prom after missing it last year. One of you sitting here made sure to let me know that she had an expensive prom dress and she better get the chance to wear it. Together you pulled the longest senior prank in the history of the school. It seemed like the senior class was together for the entire day. And yes, the rumors about the faculty cheating in dodgeball were false. You will forever remember this year because you have faced it together. This is my 17th year in private schools, and I could say without hesitation that you have been the most impressive senior class that I have been associated with because of how you dealt with the most unusual school year in decades. After watching you this year, you have illustrated that you know how to work together and persevere. This will stand you in good stead as you embark upon your next journey. I am confident that you are ready for college and life beyond. And because I so very rarely get to do it with a 20-year-old and a 13-year-old, I'm going to impart just a few words of advice to you about these next steps. Dream big and act big. Dreams don't come to fruition without a plan. Be the action. Take risks. Think about all the different things you have the opportunity to try at Ascension. Don't ever let people tell you that you cannot do something. Define yourself. Never let others define you. Listen to my favorite George Patton quote: never take counsel of your fears. Don't settle for mediocre. Beware of the 8 o'clock class in college. Be passionate, but be balanced. Choose those around you for success. Stand up for what's right and look out for those who cannot look out for themselves. Say sorry and thank you. This may get you further in the world than anything else. Listen more than you talk. Tell your parents you love them. Take my advice or not. Each of you is going to find their own way, and I know that you're ready to do that. Thank you for the opportunity to be with you on your journey your senior year. The faculty and I are excited to watch who you become because we know you could do anything you set your mind to. Sitting in front of me are doctors and engineers, musicians and artists, teachers and soldiers, mothers and fathers. Your canvas is blank, and we look forward to the masterpiece on which you created. Commencement is defined as a beginning, a start. This isn't the end, this is the beginning. Celebrate, enjoy it, hug your classmates, and then go conquer the world. Go Cardinals. With a GPA of 4.36, the salutatorian for the class of 2021 is Aiden Sanders. Aiden has been at Ascension since the 6th grade. He is a member of the National Honor Society and the Cum Laude Society. He earned his associate's degree through the Diplomas and Degrees program and is an AP Scholar with distinction. Aiden has earned varsity letters in cross country, swimming, and tennis, and is a member of the inaugural esports team. He has competed in TAPS academics, the Pantech Science Bowl, and state Latin competitions. Aiden will be attending the University of Texas in the fall. There you go.
Good evening. Today you're going to hear people talk about a lot of qualities, like perseverance, attitude, and cooperativity. And as the initiator of this ceremony, I've taken it upon myself to speak about the desire from which many, if not all of these qualities derive themselves: motivation. Motivation is the ultimate determinant of success. When luck and talent no longer suffice for the goal a person is working towards, it is motivation that will allow them to cross the finish line. However, it is important to remember that the longevity of our success is dependent upon the source of that motivation. The years we are in high school are some of, if not the most formative years of our life. These years are when our morals form, some of our lifelong goals, and when we decide what motivates us. For a lot of people, myself included, when they enter high school, they are motivated by fear. They are afraid of the consequences of not performing. For me, these consequences were never external. They came from within. Upon entering high school, I wanted to be better than others. I was obsessed with outperforming others and being able to label myself the best at something I did. I truly believed that if I was not the best at anything I was doing, there was absolutely no point in doing it. From the outside, this philosophy garners results. And using this method, I was able to change from a student who failed classes in middle school to a student who made all A's over the course of one summer from 8th grade to freshman year of high school. However, over the course of a year or two, I quickly realized that this philosophy wasn't sustainable. By the end of my freshman year, I was so caught up in this mindset that the grade I made on an assignment completely decided how good or bad my day was going to be. And I was constantly searching around to find the grades my peers made to compare them to my own. I convinced myself that I was this mighty lion when really I was a posturing Wolverine. I portrayed myself as something far greater than I knew I actually was. I continued using this philosophy of mine religiously until an event at the end of my sophomore year of high school. Since my first day of school, math has fascinated me. Throughout elementary school and middle school, my afternoons were spent contemplating math problems during English class or just doing them for fun in my spare time. When I finally reached high school and was offered a position on the TAPS math team here at Ascension, I jumped at the opportunity. My sophomore year was my second year competing, so I knew what tests I was taking and studied to do well on them. And I didn't want to do well on them to make my hard work pay off or do well for my team. In hindsight, I really wanted to do well on them to prove myself worthy to others. I wanted to show that I was better than others so that my coach, Miss Swagger, would believe that she had made the right decision in choosing me. The day of the competition, my team and I had been studying since probably about 10 a.m. At around 1:25 or so, we got up from the practice paper-strewn table we had been huddled over for the past few hours and headed to our test, which we believed to start at 1:30. Upon arriving at the test center, however, we quickly realized that the door to our testing room was locked. In desperation, I immediately found a judge and asked what had happened. He informed us that we had missed our test, and we were not allowed to be let in late. I was devastated. As my throat choked up and tears welled in my eyes, I slid my back down the wall outside the testing room to sit and await my doom. When those who arrived on time were let out, Miss Swagger found me and my colleagues sitting outside with hanging heads. She was furious, and rightfully so. For the entire 6-hour ride back to school, the bus we rode in was filled with a roaring silence. I started that bus ride home destroyed. How could I ever hope to prove my worth to someone with such a setback and negative impression? For hours, I scrutinized every aspect of the situation, trying to find a way I could make it up to her or somehow extenuate my mistake. However, around halfway through the trip, a metamorphosis occurred. My despondent mood slightly lifted as I came to the realization that I was upset for the wrong reason. I should not have been competing only to be considered worthy by my coach. I should have been competing for my team. When I had missed that test, I had not just let down my coach. I had let down my comrades who had worked just as hard as I had. In the grand scheme of things, my reputation of one coach bore little significance. What I really hurt was the reputation and expectations of my team. I had inadvertently trivialized the diligent work of my teammates because of my negligence. This event entirely changed how I viewed what motivated me in life. I realized that proving myself worthy or better than others was a pointless task. Behind the face of every person I had inadvertently hurt was a being of infinite complexity. They all had their own motivations, desires, memories, and feelings. How could I ever compare myself to another person like that? To boil the entirety of a person down to a single metric I could compare myself against did not do them justice. This event taught me that this philosophy I had been using was wrong. From that day forward, I realized that within me, I had the power to choose what philosophy I used to push myself to accomplish my goals. After sophomore year, I was no longer working to beat my peers. I was at most working to beat myself. I realized that these GPAs, medals, ribbons, and stoles are a facade. They don't define who we are, who we were, or what we have the potential to be. The idea that any of those things could be defined by whether or not I was salutatorian or whether or not I received an award for a given class is absurd. We are all on our own journey. Each of us has our own proverbial ravines we must traverse and hills we must climb. Finding our motivation from within allows us limitless opportunities to better ourselves. And so if I could part one thing onto the class of 2021 here at Ascension, I would ask them to not make the same mistake I did. Understand that both you and the people you may compare yourself to are infinitely complex and infinitely different from each other. Motivation is so much more powerful and so much more sustainable when it comes from yourself. Thank you.
With a GPA of 4.38, the valedictorian of the class of 2021 is Maria Clara Cabral. Maria Clara is a member of the National Honor Society and the Cum Laude Society. She's a 2-year varsity cheerleader and served as the captain of the cheerleading squad this year. She has competed in TAPS academics and team competitions. Maria is also a member of the yearbook staff and is the student council secretary. Maria Clara will be attending Southern Methodist University in the fall.
Good evening. You all, my hands are cold. Seems like I'm dead or something. Okay. First of all, I would like to thank Aiden for this amazing speech and also to say that I'm really proud of you and your accomplishments. So, I could come here and talk on and on about hard work, never giving up, and all of that. But first of all, that would be very boring. And I know this class well enough to know that some of you guys would probably fall asleep. So instead, let me start by saying that there are not enough words to express how honored I am to be here, especially when I consider my trajectory at Ascension. When I look back to my first week of school, more precisely August 20th of 2019, I clearly remember leaving my English class with tears about to fall from my eyes and thinking, oh my God, there's no way I'm gonna make it. They all speak English so fast, I can only understand 4 out of 10 words they say. I mean, how am I ever gonna fit in here? There's no way I'll be able to learn anything in my classes. And well, for me to be standing here today, having the chance to speak with you all, I would say I learned a thing or two. When planning this speech, I knew I had to include some of my favorite memories at Ascension. Miss Chase saying, follow the dress code, be careful with your cleavage, which I had to look into the meaning of this word because I had no idea what cleavage meant. Coach Reed showing up out of nowhere every time I was saying something embarrassing during lunch. Bodie and Ian arguing during classes, Aiden's debates, Mr. Fria's lessons about China, having to answer AP English questions, which could either have all of the answers right or all of their answers wrong, Miss Pearl and her amazing carrot cake. Those are all different memories I'm sure will never leave my heart, but they all have one thing in common, you guys. The reason why those moments are special is not necessarily what happened in them, but the fact that I got to share them with you. In the beginning of the year, as my classmates have seen, I wrote with golden letters in my locker, Sacrifícios temporários, conquistas permanentes, which means temporary sacrifices, permanent achievements. This is indeed a philosophy I stand by, this whole idea of sacrificing the present in order to work hard and have good things in the future. However, working hard didn't mean I didn't make mistakes. Oh, I did. Lots of them. But the biggest one was to think I didn't need anyone to get where I wanted, that I could do it alone. I used to be the kind of person to say, oh, I don't need anyone. I will do this on my own and it will be much better this way. And then life stuck me at a school where I had no idea of how things worked and where I saw myself constantly asking for help from my teachers and from my friends. And that's why I say that this medal I'm wearing today is not only mine. It belongs to all of you. It belongs to Miss Jones, who taught me big words in the SAT prep class. To Miss Cowden, who taught me how to write a good essay in English, which I had no idea how to do. To Gigi, who helped me from the very beginning, answering close to 20 questions a day about how the school worked. To Miss Puter, who made me believe I'm capable of learning new things, no matter how much I might fear them, like hiking in the Palo Duro Canyon, for example. To Miss Wilson, who helped me be a better communicator. To my family, who supported me all the way, especially my mom and my dad, Eduardo, who sacrificed so much for me to be standing here right now and have the best education I could possibly have. So thank you, Dad. And of course, to all of you, the class of 2021. Thank you. Because each and every one of you had an impact in my life during those 2 amazing years I got to spend here. I mean, look at our class. I hope one day I will be able to communicate as well as Nico does. To be a good leader like Brianna. To produce artworks like the one Devon creates. To play the viola like Mia. To play basketball like Caleb. To dance like Iago. To sing like Gigi. To run like Adarsh. I feel like we would spend the whole evening here if I were to list all of your talents. And that's why I would like for my final message to be for you guys. And for that, As a good fangirl of the Twilight movies, I will have to cite part of the graduation speech from the third movie with a few modifications. And I also learned in my English class that citations are good. So, here we go. When we were 5, they asked us what we wanted to be when we grew up. According to the class of 2021, our answers were things like astronaut, president, singer, fireman, or in my case, a princess. When we were 10, they asked again, and we answered rock star, cowboy, ice cream taster, sophisticated thief. That one got me a little bit worried, but it's okay. Or in my case, a supermodel. But now that we've grown up, they want a serious answer. Well, how about this? Who knows? This isn't the time to make hard and fast decisions. This is the time to make mistakes, to take the wrong train and get stuck somewhere, to fall in love a lot, to major in philosophy because there's no way you can make a career out of that, to change your mind and change it again because nothing is permanent. You know, a good friend of mine once told me that we only regret the chances we didn't take. So make as many mistakes as you can. That way, someday, when they ask us what we want to be, we won't have to guess. We will know. I can't wait to see the great things you guys will do. And well, while I hope this is not the last time I get to say this, it is with my heart broken in a million pieces that I will have to say goodbye, class of 2021.
Members of the board, parents, friends of Ascension, it is my great honor to present to you the members of the class of 2021. They have distinguished themselves at Ascension and are prepared for college. I am therefore proud to certify that each member of the class of 2021 has completed the program of study and satisfied the requirements necessary to receive an Ascension Academy diploma. Each year, we ask a member of our Board of Regents to present the diplomas to our graduating seniors. This year, I am honored that Mr. Patrick Swindell, one of the founders of our school, a lifetime regent, and the current chair of our board, will be doing the honors. Class of 2021, please stand.
Maria Clara Cabral, valedictorian, National Honor Society, Cum Laude Society, attending Southern Methodist University. Aiden Sanders, salutatorian, National Honor Society, Cum Laude Society, Amarillo College graduate, attending the University of Texas. Nathan Bartley, attending the University of Texas, Dallas. Mia Brandeberry, attending West Texas A&M University. Sean Colson, attending Colorado College of Mines. Brianna Davis, National Honor Society, Cum Laude Society, Amarillo College graduate, attending the University of Oklahoma. Dietrich Dixon, National Honor Society, attending Baylor University. Claire Harvey, attending the University of North Texas. Gigi Jackson, National Honor Society, Cum Laude Society, Amarillo College graduate, attending Arizona State University. Charles Kinski, attending Texas A&M University. Alexis Mariscal, National Honor Society, Amarillo College graduate, attending Texas Tech University. Tanner McDaniel, attending Amarillo College. Luisa Mesa, attending West Texas A&M University. Adarsh Nabiar, National Honor Society, Amarillo College graduate, attending Baylor University. Emily Wynn, National Honor Society, attending the University of Texas, Dallas. Yvette Olivas, National Honor Society, Amarillo College graduate, attending Texas Tech University. Nicholas Rios, National Honor Society, attending Marquette University. Desmond Robinson, Amarillo College graduate, attending Wichita State University. Devin Robinson, Amarillo College graduate, attending Wichita State University. Melanie Sanchez, attending Oklahoma State University. Ian Savar, National Honor Society, Cum Laude Society, attending University of Advancing Technology. Iago Silva, attending the University of North Texas. Kyle Soya, attending Johnson & Wales University. Cooper Springer, attending Texas Tech University. Miles Taylor, attending West Texas A&M University. Caitlin Van Oljeval, National Honor Society, Cum Laude Society, Amarillo College graduate, attending the University of Texas, Dallas. Caleb Watson, attending West Texas A&M University. Bodie Wesley, National Honor Society, attending West Texas A&M University. Kobe Williams, National Honor Society, Amarillo College graduate, attending Texas Tech University.
Will the class of 2021 please stand? By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of Ascension Academy, I now pronounce you graduates. Be seated. Before we bring commencement to a close, I'd like to recognize those who have made tonight's ceremony possible. The Advanced Orchestra and Ms. Lopez. Mr. Reed for transporting our lectern and tables. Ms. Jones for preparing diplomas and helping students with robes. And Ms. Silva for producing our programs. As I finish my first year at Ascension, I think I would be remiss if I didn't also thank the faculty for their flexibility this year and their dedication to our mission and students. And of course, always a special thank you to our parents and grandparents of our seniors. They are only here with your support.
Thank you for joining us today to not only celebrate us as graduates, but who we have become and who we will go on to be. Dear Lord, we stand here today filled with hopes, dreams, and fears for the future. We are overflowing with ambition and aspirations and feel set in our goals. But Lord, I pray that we do not stand in the way of ourselves. I ask that we reach our full potential and do not allow ourselves to stand in the way of your plan. We strive for success, but I pray that we also strive for purpose and healthy minds, bodies, and souls along the way. As we work our way into the future, I ask that we not forget where we came from and the people that have helped us along our journey. I thank you for the teachers, parents, and mentors that you have put into our lives to influence us and help us grow. As we overcome the hurdles of life, I pray that you are right there by our sides. Let us use our gifts and talents to better our community around us and remember the blessings that you have given us. I thank you for yesterday, today, and all of the tomorrows yet to come. As we step into our futures, I pray that you steady our feet, give us the necessary stamina, and light the way. Amen.
For our guests, we ask that you please remain seated until our entire recessional is complete. Gonflambears, if you please come forward.
How do you turn this on? Families, anyone who's participating in our reception tonight, we are set up for you as we congratulate our class of 2021. Thank you.